Hello, welcome to the south side of Liverpool. I'm out to visit a couple places today which I've been wanting to visit in Liverpool for 20, maybe 30 years since I first knew about them. And it's related to a Neolithic tomb which was once here in Merseyside, and it's part of a tradition of tombs that come from the Boyne Valley in Ireland, Nauf, Dowth, Tara, Newgrange, Loughcrew. Comes along the North Wales coast at Rosnaigad, the Barclodaiad of Gowra's tomb, the Brunchelly the tomb, possibly the Gop near Prestatyn, a huge mound which has never been properly excavated, and here to Mossley Hill, Calderstones, Allerton, Wavertree area, if I've got that right, so I'm sure somebody will correct me, to visit the Calderstones, which are in a park not that very far away, and an outlying stone here called Robin Hood's Stone, which is very much an outlier for that name. You'd think Robin Hood, Nottinghamshire, South Yorkshire kind of area. There was once a mound recorded with the stones, but the site has been heavily interfered with. The mound is long gone. I think it was in 1550. A stone was moved from the site. It's possibly this stone here, which I'm going to go and have a look, hoping this rain's going to ease off in a moment. And the stones were moved into a greenhouse, I think in the 60s, 1964-ish. And in the last few years, maybe in the last couple, have been moved to a new area in Calderstones Park. Now, I find driving to new areas, especially urban areas of high density traffic and roads I need to wiggle around with, quite intimidating. I can do it. I know I can. It's just I need to prepare myself and work through the routes and where they are, where I park, etc. So I have come through the Mersey tunnels today from the Wirral, wiggled my way south from Liverpool centre, and have come here to go and have a look at Robin Hood Stone, which I will do now in the rain. I don't know if I do any talky bits in the rain. Hopefully the rain stops by the time we get to Calderstones Park to have a look at the stones there. Right, here's time to go and have a look at Robin Hood's Stone. Okay, that was a really good visit, even if it was next to the main road and it's raining and cold. My fingers are freezing. Robin Hood Stone. Interesting. It's well out of arm's reach, so the cast iron railings are doing a job of stopping people touching and interfering with it easily. But does make looking at it very closely difficult, but I did do some close-in zooms. I wonder if there are some Neolithic rock art markings upon it that have faded with erosion. Now, I need to head over to the Calderstones Park. And welcome to the Calderstones. The lettering of the stones here is from the Calderstones, a prehistoric tomb in Liverpool booklet by the Merseyside Archaeological Society. Stones A, C and E, then F, D and B. Stone A has the footprints upon its inside face, and further down some loose concentric circles and some parallel kind of lozenge style shapes, and on the outside face there are some spirals, 2-3 spirals that you can see down the right hand flank of the angular stone. Stone B, again, a number of spirals and concentric curved lines. On the side are a number of concentric circles. Pock marks on the narrow face with deep groovings and irregular markings. Stone C has on its side some spirals, and again just on the rear face one set of concentric circles. and what to me appear like pock marks but aren't described as such in the booklet. And stone D. Some slight cup and ring marks in the corner. And from 19th century, 7 outlines of boots have been added as relatively modern graffiti. And stone E, there are several spirals, shallow line markings, some concentric circles, a footprint, and a heel with a very notable big toe, and a Maltese cross, perhaps medieval. And possible footmark but without toes. Stone F has just the one sun or wheel motif. The Calderstones are visitable within opening hours of the centre, and you can walk right up, don't touch, and mingle among the stones. Having visited the Calderstones, you have to come in and look at the Allerton oak, this grand old being here. Fenced off and supported. You can see that the limbs are struggling, and the tree would crack and break a lot more than it has. When you look closely, you can see that the crown has begun rotting from the centre, and you can see that the former supports were beginning to bow and buckle underneath the weight of the limbs, and there's now these new massive struts holding up the limbs at strategic points. I just love being among old beings like this, places that have been alive through hundreds, maybe 1,000 winters, summers, springs, autumns, outlived so much of human history. And you think about what's changed in human history in the last 1,000 years, and this has been here in that time. Brilliant.